Hi everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to Pick a Card. My name is Varush and we're going to take a look at whether or not he's ever going to be serious about you. So you can have someone in your mind. We all love somebody that is very casual with us or may not reciprocate the intensity of our crush. Maybe there's someone who you've been involved with, maybe it's someone from the past. I'm going to take a look and find out if they're ever going to be serious. I thought I would add a little spell to this to help things along. You guys know I love my little spells, and I have a few things to share with you guys. So I'm not sponsored by any of this. This is just for fun. So first off, I have an incense. It's called the Aphrodite incense, and it's made by a Canadian company called Lycolan Arwen, so you can go and check this out. You can get this at Banyan Books, and as usual, even though I'm not sponsored, if you guys purchase any of the things that I mention here, let the company know that you found it with me. They don't give me any kind of kickback. I don't expect it, but I just want to say hi so they know where the sale is coming from. I also have a little candle here, a little tea light candle in a this is a selenite candle holder. This is actually sold as selenite, but it's actually ulexite. So there are two similar crystals. One's called ulexite and one is called selenite. And you will see this sold as selenite everywhere, but this is actually ulexite. Selenite is a more clear crystal. This is selenite right here actually. So here, that's the difference. You can see that it's a little bit more clear and it's a little bit different, and all those lights that you see that are like the lights with the light like a light with a power cord attached to them that are sold as selenite, they're actually selling ulexite, the same thing for the wands. They have very similar properties and it's still a great little product to have. I think I bought this at Banyan as well, but I'm not sure. So yeah, this was purchased at Banyan. I took the price off. So anyway, if you guys want, you can purchase stuff at Banyan online. It's a really old store in Vancouver that has been around. It was in the area of the hippies, which is called Kitsilano in Vancouver, for many, many years, and they are an established brand in Canada. And I think you can buy from them in the US as well. They have books, they have lots of stuff. Again, not sponsored, and if you do purchase from them and you hear about them from me, just say Varush sent you. And again, I don't get any money for it. It's just a nice way to say hi. So we have the candle, and I purchased the Venus anointing oil. I like to use other people's oils as well. And so this is from Lycolan Arwen. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit of the oil to the candle today. And then it's going to get a little bit messy, so that's fine. Where did I put the cap? I hope I don't spill it. Okay, I'll set it to the side. Wherever the cap is, I know you guys are probably laughing at me because you can see, oh, there it is. I set it to the side. So I'm going to put this back. Today's spell is really about helping to bring that kind of energy to you. So if you do love somebody a lot, these little pieces are going to help you to bring the love in. I have my Lebanese desert glass pyramid here, which is just my favorite. I have a little piece of beechwood from my hometown. I lived along the ocean for many years on an island. And then I have the good luck heart in this is fluorite, beautiful fluorite. And then I have my Ganesh for removing obstacles to love. And then I bought this from a friend of mine, and I'm not sure if she wants me to say her name and stuff, but this is a moonstone and it has a little Aquarian crystal inside, so it's perfect for Pisces season. And she's a Pisces, so if you're watching this, happy birthday. I love this crystal, and I'll be in touch with you soon. And here's a little kunzite, which is my power crystal for love, and it elevates love to a higher dimension. So if the person that you're kind of in love with is someone with whom you haven't reached that higher level of connection, hopefully the kunzite will bring this. And here is my selenite crystal glass. Her dad, my friend, I got this from them as well. Her dad actually cut it in half, so it was broken and he just cut it. But anyway, I love it so much, and it has rainbows inside, which is always nice. The second oil that I'm going to anoint our candle with is by Rosarian Blends. She's out of Washington State or Oregon, I believe. so you can purchase from her directly. And you can buy her things at Banyan as well. So you have manifestation oil, and so I'm gonna just drop, like 1 drop is enough. I do sometimes 2, 3. Whoa, this is gonna happen. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this candle burn as we do the reading, and hopefully it will give us some insight. Okay, so let me just light it. Okay, so we've lit the candle. The energy is on like Donkey Kong. And now I'm gonna light the incense. My mom bought me this bamboo little mat, which she meant for the kitchen, but little does she know, her daughter, the witch, is gonna use it in her videos. My mom's an atheist, she's an engineer. She's really, really smart, and she loves what I do, but we call her the skeptic. So she doesn't really believe in any of this, but she thinks it's fun and she likes what I do anyway. Okay, so it's kind of funny because usually people rebel the other direction. But yeah, no, I guess I did rebel in the right direction. So let's get on with the reading. As you guys know, I just like to organically do the reading, have an organic feel to it. So that's what we're going to do. We have 3 piles, 1, 2, 3. Again, we're going to find out if the person that you love loves you. If you're the person that, if the object of your desire is a woman, then please change the pronoun. There's a vast majority of people who like men who watch this channel, so that's why it's geared in that direction, but that doesn't mean preclude the energy of a female who likes someone as well. So if you're curious about that, then that's fine. Go in that direction and just change the pronouns. It's such a small deal in the grand scheme of things because, I mean, we're all human. Okay, so, and then the other thing that I want to say is if you choose a pile and it's not resonating, choose another one. And then finally, if you can also come back, this is a timeless reading, so you can check this for one person, check this for another. I do get comments that people watch the whole thing and get messages throughout. That's really how I go with things. I just pop into my old videos and hear like messages from 2017 Varouche, and I love it so much because it's like a different reader reading for me because I'm so different than I was back then. So I do watch my old videos on a regular basis and I just jump in and watch them. Anyway, that's all. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, this is the Pick a Card channel. It's separate. I would appreciate a subscribe for you guys. First, we're going to begin with number 1. Welcome to my channel, and make sure to watch the beginning if you haven't already. All the info is there. Let's find out if the person that you're thinking about has serious feelings for you, if this is going to turn into serious love. So we have the anointed ones. Okay, so in this situation, we're definitely dealing with a situation that involves some old energy. So there's some already decided upon path that you and the person you're thinking about are on. So someone in this situation has a very, very old energy that they're supposed to go in a certain direction, like fate or karma or dharma, you know, that kind of stuff. Serious, serious stuff. The next message is hidden beauty. Okay, so this person or you have a secret that a lot of people don't see about you, and this is like a quality of character, some kind of aspect to your personality or disposition that often gets missed. And so I think that it's about getting to know each other on a more close level, getting to know each other closer, more intimately, that kind of thing. And then we have the acceptance. So this is, it really looks like someone needs to get to know the other person on a deeper level. It looks like maybe the relationship at this point is quite superficial, or maybe just haven't gotten to know each other on a deeper level yet. But that's coming, and there's this deeper connection there that you will grow to and appreciate between each other. And when you do, there will be an acceptance. There's also an acceptance of the self here that's happening. So an acceptance and a realization that one person has a certain path that they're meant to be on, that a person has a certain path that they're meant to take, and coming to realization about that, coming into reality about that, and coming to terms with it is really the path of that person, is really the path that they're supposed to be on. Okay, here is the next line, and we have the mystic here. So somebody is really taking a spiritual path, I think, in life, and I think that that has to do with the fact that their life is really guided by Dharma. Dharma's the North Node. And so their life is predominantly spiritually led, and we all have friends, some of us are this way, where we make decisions that other people question. They're like, Varush, why do you do this? It's so weird. Like, Varush, why do you act this way? And it's like, well, it's my spiritual path. Uranus is in the deepest part of my 12th house in Scorpio. Like, it's not going to change. Like, my path is what it is, and that energy is with you, and sometimes you can't really explain it to other people. And it's an isolating way of being, because oftentimes it's not the main path. So someone here has this very particular path. It's really led by spirit, and it's not rationally explained easily. So it just, if you're connected to this person, or if you are this person, you will sense a degree of alienation, and not everything can be explained or rationalized. Some things are just the way they are. The next message is the rest and reconsider card. Oh geez, okay, so hold on. Shoot, you know what happened? I'm so used to using this deck that I need to give you guys more cards. Hold on. And everybody's gonna get more cards. That's my bad, but I'm gonna go with it. It's Mercury retrograde. So this, because I'm so used to this deck being like a one-off, I never pulled 2 cards for this. Everything's there for a reason. So I'm going to put 2 for the second pile and 2 for the third pile, and we'll just honor it from here on in. Okay, so there we go. Back on track. Mercury retrograde. I'm a Virgo, if you don't know, so I'm Mercury ruled. So Mercury retrograde really messes up my energy in little things like this. Okay, so next card. We have the balance card. So I have a feeling that someone really needs to look beyond what they know about a person. And sometimes it's hard to come to terms with things, but you're going to be guided towards understanding a deeper level to a person anyway. So they are going to understand you on a deeper level. You are going to come to know them on a deeper level. I think it's them that doesn't see your hidden beauty. I think it's them that, for whatever reason, isn't making that connection yet. But I think as you get to know each other, as things get closer, they can't do anything but get to know you. They can't do anything but look away, because it's like a magnet. It's like a force of destiny that, they're meant to see that piece of you, that deeper side of you. And no matter how much they are disassociating, not paying attention, that piece is there. And when they do realize it, then it's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's going to fit into place, and everything's going to come into focus. So it's going to become clear. Here is the next message. We have healing sounds. Okay, so acceptance. And I think that maybe around music, or around some kind of a concert, some kind of a social event where there's music, or maybe they'll hear you sing. Singing is such a powerful energy that people can share with each other. But there's going to be this kind of, it has to do with the tonality of voice. I don't know about you guys, but in relationships, when I'm close with a man, then usually his voice is actually the thing that resonates very, very deeply for me. So things like sight, smell, and voice. Smell and voice are very strong for me. So it's like when the sound registers within the truth, as things get closer between the two of you, then that resonance of the sound of your voice, and even your breath and your sighs and inflections, will really resonate for the other person. Okay, so next card is, I'm so emotional today. I can feel this reading intensely. We have the 9 of Wands, rest and reconsider. So yeah, this person needs a lot of time on someone in this situation needs time on their own. It may not be them. It might be actually you and them, or it might be you, because there's a bigger thing, a bigger aspect to this relationship that is spiritual, that is deeply tied to your North Node, which drives your spiritual path. That's what Dharma is. So this, in order to understand that and fall into alignment with it, you definitely have time, or the necessity for time, to focus and reflect and pull back and just think about the way things are, the way things are meant to be. The next message is the Sagittarian balance card, or in other decks this is called the Temperance card. This means that slowly, like I was describing before, these are actually very much in synchronicity with each other, each row like this. And so it wasn't intended to be, it's just coming through this way. So it really looks like it's a careful drip, 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 closer and closer together, you know. So the Sagittarian card is a mix of fire and water. And so it's like the careful combination of these polar opposite energies, elemental dignities. And so you too with this person are edging so closer together. And I have a feeling that it's not like it's beyond you. It happens in the close interaction, like the things you say resonate deeper and deeper and deeper. And just by simple connection and interaction, that is becoming closer. So to me, it seems like you don't actually have to do too much. You just have to be yourself. I have a feeling that the resonance of your voice is resonating more and more profoundly for this person as they to you. And it's just that truth is growing. So you don't have to convince them. You don't have to put in that much legwork. It's just happening. You know, even on a bad day, you're drawing them in closer. Here is the next message. Choose your battle, 7 of Wands. So this is really sticking up for yourself. Again, the energy here is really, don't put in that much effort in this direction, except be present, be open-hearted. I have a really strong energy or a download to tell you guys that you're not supposed to like push this person aside. You're not supposed to push this person, contact them incessantly, push this person to become closer with you. You're supposed to just allow the relationship to unravel. So if you're feeling like they're not seeing a profound side of you, or if there's some kind of spiritual path that's a distraction for the relationship, know that you are coming closer, and it is happening like slowly. Like I always use the ocean as a metaphor because I love water, but I don't know if you guys know this, but the oceans have tides, right? And the water goes up and really down and up again. I don't know those of you who live in continental areas if you were aware of that. So anyway, it's kind of like the ocean coming in and the water reaching higher and higher on the shore. It's a natural progression. Nothing can stop it. And there's no influence. Your influence is not, it's not going to change. It's not going to change the natural occurrence of this relationship. And then we have the purposeful action, the 3 of Pentacles. I have a feeling that you or this other person has a very specific action or a course of action that you need to take. That's, you will have to do something for a spiritual reason and devote your life to it for some time, such as a missionary goes somewhere to share the word of God, or maybe myself doing spiritual readings on YouTube. It's all kind of degrees of spiritual action that we are guided to take, and we have to kind of follow this. It's not something that it's a part of our dharma. So there is an activity that somebody is going to have to devote some time to, and I have a feeling that is going to be a barrier in this relationship. Not forever, but it may have been causing delays. It may have been causing certain things because one or both of you have certain things that you must do as a part of your spiritual dharmas, as part of your, the thing that you must do in life, the thing you're here for. And you can actually do both. It's just that's what's causing delays, that there's a spiritual path that's calling your name or their name, okay? Then we have rewards, expansion, destiny, and the world. This is a really nice card. This is the world card. And so I think that there's going to be a completion point. I really feel this relationship is growing very, very slowly, but together and together. And you just need to fall back and trust the process. And then we have the next card, which is balance, restored, resolution, which is the 2 of Swords. This is the moon in Libra. So I have a feeling that there will be a time when you need to assert yourself and you need to speak up. But that's only once the connection is really forged, once you're very, very connected. There will be this, it basically looks like this. There's a spiritual path you're focused on, and slowly that connection deepens. That your voice resonance becomes more symbolic to the other person, And so as it becomes symbolic, that connection, the concentration or crystallization of your energy with them will happen. That's when you will have to define something, and you will come to truths, but it's only when you have a strong enough relationship established to kind of make a wager, to put something on the line. So such a thing as saying to them, you need to meet me halfway. You need to compromise. It won't work if you do it in the first stages because they don't feel close enough to you yet. So you have to in some way put the effort in and be patient. And when you know that they care about you, that's when you make your mark. That's when you say, okay, now buddy, now we're going to have to find compromise. I have a couple cards, oracle cards for you guys just to finish up. I brought this as an advice card. It's a manifestation card. I really like them. So it's like ponder your blessings. And I think this is really focusing on saying, yes, there's this connection here, but you have a blessing of spirituality. And sometimes the blessing of spirituality can feel like a burden that takes us away from everyday life. But this is just a gentle reminder for you to focus on and be grateful for the gift of spirituality that you have. And then the oracle angels for this relationship, heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. There's also a possibility of distance between you in which you will only be able to communicate via conversation, via voice, those FaceTime, those kinds of things. And so I think that there's a huge emphasis here on voice resonance and hearing each other and getting familiar with each other's energy. So I hope and I wish the best for you in this relationship. If this option didn't satisfy your needs, then go choose number 2 or 3. I'm going to go straight right into it. I picked way more cards than I was planning, but I'm liking this reading so far. So I wish you guys all the best in your love's journey, and be grateful for your sacred spirituality. Okay, so number 2. Hi, number 2. Welcome to my channel. And so we're going to see if their feelings are going to get serious and how if that intensity of love is going to increase. So we have first the lovers. Ooh, okay. So you started off strong. This relationship may have started off intimately or very strongly emphasized in the physical side of things. The second card is the breaking. And so there was competing energies that came into this relationship that sort of tore apart the general connection or the intense connection that the relationship started off with. And so it probably took you aback and everybody was like, WTF, what happened here? So you had a profound connection with someone right off the bat, and then it sort of broke apart or got separate and it fractured, and it was like, how could it happen like this? How could it break apart like this? But then the woman loves, she loves. If this is a relationship involving 2 men, then the more feminine energy is the loving energy, and it's her love that sort of carries us through. Women in history have been the sex that has really carried forward this kind of intensity of devotion and kind of kept things at home. Vesta, the goddess of the heath and the fire, is a feminine energy, and it's a reminder that the love of the woman actually carries through these kinds of important things, even through things like war. And this isn't war, but something happened in this relationship, a misunderstanding or some kind of a breaking apart, and it's her love and devotion that is keeping it alive. So maybe there was some kind of distraction that happened there. So just to summarize, there is a very intense connection right off the start. I presume that it has to do with passion and possibly lovemaking. And then there's a breaking apart point. People get awkward, people fall back. Too fast, too soon breaks many relationships. But the devotion in her heart keeps the relationship strong, and she maintains it. She fights for it. The next message is abundance. Okay, so it was almost like love at first sight where you met, and you were so excited and surprised that this relationship was this way. Mercury retrograded, so every single option is getting little tweaks that it needs to be fixed at, and apparently yours is autofocus is an issue. Okay, there we go. So, okay, no autofocus now because the camera's not handling it too well. So abundance happened in the relationship. People felt like they were receiving everything that they wanted, everything that they desired. The next card is the card of dreams, and I had to pick these afterwards because I only picked this one first of all, but that's okay. Somebody had big fears in the relationship, and fears of someone within this relationship really damaged the interaction. Now this could be literal dreams, like in dreams they had nightmares, or they had fears coming into their dreams, or it was in their subconscious. So it was like I said before, too close too soon, it feels like. And that too close too soon, it felt, there's this saying that if you give people too much, they don't trust you, right? If you give people too much, they question exactly where you're coming from. And so I feel like it was almost like people becoming distrustful because it was so good right off the bat. And so there was this kind of fracture, breaking apart, dreams, fears, and anxieties. But also dreams are mending this relationship. The dreams are also coming back and saying, whoa, those are spooks on the wall. Don't be afraid of that. There's something really good there. So dreams are also coming in to help and to mend. The next message is listening. So I think that the female energy in this relationship is getting a lot of signs that this relationship is for her. And she is being encouraged by the universe, by signs, by symbols, by intuition, to go in a certain direction. She's being encouraged to go in this direction and seek this path. And so I have a feeling that, yeah, she's on this direction to seek a certain path. And I feel like she's standing out on her own to kind of hold the energy there, to trust that the energy will be there, that the energy will persist. With very little encouragement, if any, from the other party. So there will be a time when the woman in this relationship, or the more feminine energy, will sort of have to toe the line for both, as somebody is working through their fears and anxieties and healing them. There could be also a lot of baggage that comes into this relationship, and this person backs off to heal it before they can enter into the relationship more. The next card is the third eye chakra. Yeah, it was full Kundalini energy. So to me, it really looks like it was a banger right from the beginning, like really intense energy, and it freaked people out. And I'm like a weirdo that loves in spirituality, intuition, crazy things like leveling up, but not everybody has the capacity or is familiar with it enough to be tolerant, and especially if it's woman and men. Men are oftentimes much less averse than women are in these kind of spiritual experiences. So it looks like a profound Kundalini connection, what by that I mean like a very intense connection between two people that rose in consciousness and elevated them both. But I think it freaked at least one of them out, if not both, and they kind of both fell back. And when they fell back because real things happened in your everyday life that manifested as an expression of the fear. So their schedules got busy, the car broke down. These real life events that were happening in your life were a manifestation of the fear of seeing this perfect connection. Wow, okay. Moving on, 8 of Cups. So moving on from fear, right? This isn't moving on from each other. This is an energy of healing and dealing with the break. That cataclysmic event that happened, the break, which is like a tower moment, it was a shock. It was an awakening. And so now it's being integrated and understood. So the purpose of the 8 of Cups is to kind of spend some time in solitude. I don't have autofocus on. Spend some time in solitude and really figure out what is the important path. The next message is new vitality, Ace of Wands. So this is promising that somebody is going to come back into their sacral chakra. And this feels very sacral to me, so very passionate. Like we said, there could be intimacy right off the bat. And so somebody is really stepping back into their sacral chakra, which is really a point through which we can understand our desires and know which way we want to go. So I think that after some downtime, there will be a reconnection, slowly easing back into this. With this being, it's almost like you learn with intensity right off the bat, and then it's going to take some time and effort for this relationship to reconnect over a long period of time. So you're going to get to the top and then sort of have to work your way back up to the top for a long time as people learn. You can't cut corners and things, so as people learn to get closer together and reach that, it's called an apotheosis, that pinnacle point between the two of you. The next message is change, release the past, the Scorpio energy. And so this prompted, it was a level up that prompted both of you to release the past, and you both had homework to do. So it felt like, yes, this is perfect, but it's not the right time. Back to your corners, go get your work done, your spiritual work, your emotional work, and then we'll be back together. The next message is the 5 of Cups, unfulfilled expectations. The one thing you need to watch out in this relationship, as you're kind of doing your own thing in your own corners, that there's not an assumption that the other person is rejecting you. So one or both people could be feeling rejected by the other, which will draw a rift in the relationship. So it's kind of a tricky situation, because I think the communication isn't going to be as intense as it should be, or as prevalent as it should be. So you're going on a lot of assumptions, and especially the woman is being asked to really put herself out there, and that can be very intimidating for us to do for just reason. So make sure that you're, despite the fact that there's a lot of things that you have to reconcile, there's a lot of things that a person has to heal in their heart in this situation, but it's all for the purpose of being back into that very intense connection that happened right at the beginning, at the end of it all. The next message is the 7 of Cups. So decadence and indulgence. This is Venus in Scorpio. So again, there's going to be another push towards connection, but also the communication needs to be addressed here. I have a feeling that after all of this, communication needs to be addressed, and the two people involved have the risk of trying to push back and recreate this and cut corners. So this is a message that's saying, don't cut corners, go step by step. The passion's going to come back, but when the passion comes back, don't jump ahead of where you're at. Don't just try to pretend that you're this again. Talk to each other and clarify any illusions between the two of you. Understand where the break happened for you. What was the thing from the past that was motivating it? What were the fears? What were the dreams? And have you let them go? So have that connection, have that communication connection. And likewise, because the woman is putting herself out there so much in this situation, she should be the one who initiates that. So if there's an opportunity to be intimate again, then I have a feeling that you should demand that there's a conversation that happens beforehand to make sure that you're on the same page, and don't try to create this space. Try to talk about where you are so this space naturally occurs between the two of you again. Here's some advice. Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. This relationship has the potential to be bigger than what you experience. This felt huge, but the potentiality of this relationship is awesome. And so women, as we are working with our intuition much more prevalently than men do, I have a feeling that you have the possibility to allow this relationship to go bigger and go bigger and go bigger. So it's going to be much bigger if you don't mess it up, if you don't get nervous and start cutting corners to try to create something that's not there. It's going to be bigger than what you expect. Here is the Romance Angel card. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So that's what I mean. This is fully within the sacral chakra, in my opinion. So sacral chakra guides things such as intimacy, the 5th house, the 8th house, the passionate connection between people. And we can all, when people kind of get intimate with each other and it's kind of fake, and it's kind of and it ruins the vibe. But the best intimacy is when there's that primal connection between people and you just allow it to happen and you flow into it. That's what I think this reading is saying. Just don't lose your cool. Keep going in the direction that you want to go. And there is going to be a massively passionate connection between you and your partner. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. And I wish you all the best in this relationship. If you don't like this option, if it doesn't resonate, maybe this is for another time for you. So go check out number 1 or 3 instead. And like I said in the intro, some people piecemeal things together and that works for them as well. Or you can choose a different reading for every person and see which one resonates the most. That's another way to do it. Okay, so number 3, welcome to my channel. I'm excited to do this because I always choose 3, so here we go. Your first message is riding the cosmic wave. By the way, you want to watch the beginning for the spell casting and the intro. So, riding the cosmic wave. So yeah, you've been a wild cowboy, number 3, so you've been doing your thing and it's kind of been different, like erratic. You've been on an adventure. You've been pursuing things that are strange to other people. You've been inspired to go in certain directions that don't make a lot of sense to a lot of different people. And you're throwing yourself at the universe. You're having an intimate moment with the universe, and the universe is telling you, like a puppeteer, telling you what to do and which way to go. The next message is sensual awakening. And within that space, you find a new aspect of yourself, which is, you know, a new preference, a new love. You find a new character within yourself. And I sense this very intensely. It's a very strange energy to explain to anybody else. It's like, why are you horseback riding, Varouche? Why not? Because I just decided to. It's like I've ridden a horse a couple times, but it's like something totally different than your regular way of doing things you are interacting with now. And the more that you feed this energy, the less ashamed of it that you are, the less you follow your gut instinct, the deeper the sensual awakening, okay? And I think it's in this space that you meet someone. So number 3 is many of you may have actually chosen a person with whom, I don't know, it's a strange connection, maybe not even one at all. And so this is kind of, it's telling me that once you really dive into the depth of that energy and you come out as that rebirth person, think of like baptisms where people dunk you in the water and then you come out and now you're a Christian or now you've been baptized. This isn't to do with Christianity, but you're like jumping in like the deep end of some level of spirituality and it's transforming you. You don't literally have to do that, but you can literally, you know, jump into water or some other form of spiritual baptism, right? There's some kind of a transformative energy between you and this person. And then we have Heart of God. Wow, okay, that's scary. Non-committal me, I'm like, oh no. Okay, so Heart of God is deep. When I say scary, I just mean non-committal, and so that's intense commitment, right? So you're about to, it feels as though you're going through a massive transformation, and that transformation affects all aspects of who you are. You know, brunettes will go blonde, blondes will go brunette, redheads will go green. So whatever it is that you're going to change into, whether it's physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual, I think it's all 3. Once you go through this transformation within this relationship, that's when the connection happens with this person. So it's like you become a different person, Miss Wallflower. You're going to turn into something quite different. And I think that personal transformation is being matched by the person that you're wondering about. You're both going through a massive transformation. It's one of those seminal moments in your life where you're changing who you are fundamentally. The next card is, we have Golden Memories. So you're picking up on all the memories of the past. So all the wonderful moments in your life, you're thinking about them and you're collecting them. So for example, horses. It's like, I rode a horse when I was 10 years old. I fell off a horse actually and I sprained my wrist. So it was kind of like a bogus experience, but I love horses. So gathering all those experiences from the past, maybe this time you won't fall off a horse. Maybe this time you will ride, right? And so it's like you're sort of combining all those energies. You're sort of amalgamating all those energies and all those memories, and then you're bringing them into the present moment. What did you love when you were 5? What did you love when you were 15? What did you love when you were 25? So it's like you're putting all those pieces together, and from that you're gaining insight and a reality. I missed 2 cards in the pre-shuffle, so I added them when I did number 1 and realized. So here's your bonus cards. We have the Guardian. So yeah, it's you're stepping into some kind of a power, and this person and you are sort of transforming into who you will be when you really connect. Now, for some of you, this is going to be in a future life. I felt before I even did the reading that there was an aspect to it for future lives and past lives, or a parallel life, but I feel like many of you are going through this right now. And so what it looks like to me is that people felt a connection, but you weren't the people that you are meant to be when that love happens between the two of you. So it's about transforming into this guardian role, and every single day you're getting closer. Every single day as you're changing, you're becoming closer and in closer alignment. The next message is transmutation. Okay, so there's definitely transformation into a more spiritual connection, a more profound connection. I don't know if you guys know many couples who have been together for like 50 years, 40 years. There's a weird synastry that happens after like a few decades together. And the older you become, the more kind of innate the connection. It's psychological, and it's total integration, and it's for the most patient. Those people who have been very patient with each other form this connection, and they work literally as a unit. There's like a perfect connection between you and someone. And so this person that you're thinking about is a vehicle through which you're going to attain this with somebody. I think it's coming. I think it's coming in this lifetime, but I did want to say that about future lives because I felt that even in the pre-shuffle. So this is a relationship or interaction that is a catalyst for you to understand who you are becoming and which direction you're meant to go. Okay, John Holland deck, love it so much. 8 of Swords, helpless and hopeless. 8 of Swords, 2 different ways to solve a situation. And he's so intimidated by every single path, right? It's not necessary. The sunrise is coming. I always see this as a sunrise because I love sunrises. I saw a sunrise from an airplane 2 days ago. It was just bomb. It was red. It was just the best thing ever. And the pilot flew the plane right into the sunrise, which I was hoping it would be laterally so I could see it. But there it was, sunrise, sunrise. It's all around here. So you kind of were born in a recent time. This is a timeless reading. And so there is a level of intimidation here, and I feel it too. It's like, how can I ride horses? How can I do all these interesting things? How can I be this person I've never been before? Do I dare? You know, like, what is the possibility? So the 8 of Swords is like, so both or one of you are contending with the reality of who you're meant to become, and the confidence of who you're meant to become is a part of it as well. The next message is we have the 4 of Wands, joy and stability. What a beautiful card, eh? So this is the 4 of Wands. It's that connection between the two of you together as you become who you're meant to be. So there's a transformative principle here as you become who you're meant to be, as you level up and get into your Dharma. I have a feeling that you may expect to level up at the same time. And so if you don't understand what a level up is it's basically like a spiritual progression, a dharmic progression between different stages of reality. And so we all level up. When we graduate high school, we level up. That's a very ceremonial one. When we have children, that's when we level up. But sometimes there's level ups to do with our spirituality and consciousness as well. And so this is more of a transformative, total level up that has to do with character, with who you are, with your emotional body and your physical one as well. And as you kind of level up and change your position, you become closer. What I'm getting from this is that there's an expectation that it's supposed to happen at the same time. The reality of it is that it's going to happen on its own time for each individual in this situation. And so there's a feeling of anxiety because it's not happening at the same time. Allow it to happen on its own time for each person. So you may level up first, or they may level up first. Just wait for each other, you know, wait for each other in the sunrise. Isn't that cute? Okay, so Hallmark moment. Then we have the sun shine. Okay, so there's transformation. This is a relationship that's going to turn into a deeply spiritual union. And when that happens, like a 50-year-old marriage, there's going to be a transmutation of spirit towards just a perfect alignment. I think that many of you have a purpose together, and so you're meant to align and work together. But the message here, first and foremost, I would say, is patience. Be patient with each other. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is budgetary lessons. And so exactly, the use of your energy and time is so important right now. So don't waste your time on second guessing. That second guessing is also important, but in moderation. You can't dwell in the feelings of apprehension about which way you're going to go. You have to take a step first, and you have to be mindful of your physical space and your physical limitations. So if growth to you means going to Egypt and learning about the pyramids, the budgetary lesson is that you still have to earn money and you have to allot the time to be able to do it. So be mindful of your energy, of how you're using it in order to grow and progress. The next message is the Two of Pentacles, the cash flow energy. So in some way, I think that your physical reality is going to have to adjust to your spiritual one. And that's going to be a slow adjustment. Think of Saturn energy. Saturn in Capricorn right now is perfect. So this is a timeless reading, but I'm reading when Saturn's finishing up its transitive Capricorn. It's that really slow turn. Think of a giant, massive truck trying to make a turn in its energy. And so your money was going one direction, and now it's going to go a different direction, and it's going to take a while for it to adjust. That's why you need to be really, really patient. And also for those of you who are trying to change your body through working out, diet, and exercise, I have a feeling that, again, you have to be very, very patient. You have to allow that slow change to happen organically. And don't go for a crash diet. Don't go for a quick answer. Slowly integrate the direction that you want to go. Slowly practice it without too much stress. Just go for a walk. Just go and, walk to the store instead of drive. Just do little things to change. Or maybe your clothing. You don't have to buy a whole wardrobe right away, but slowly change. Take that next path. Here is the next message. We have the Strength card, courage and open heart. So I think that you and this person have a very special purpose together. And so you need to be it keeps saying patient. So be patient and follow your path. When you're in synchronicity with each other, it's going to be amazing. So it starts off with this chaotic moment where you're like, whoa, where am I? And you start leveling up. And then you have to match your reality to the spiritual aspect of the change. And as that happens, then you integrate with this person and you find reality with each other. And you have to let this Mack truck of your finances and physical body to change. This takes a while, and as that happens, then you become one and you become in alignment with this other person. And I think you have a common purpose. Either you end up together and doing the purpose together, or you use each other's energy and you align towards the perfect direction and you independently go to actualize this purpose, this dharmic purpose. Dharmic purpose means your purpose in life to help people, to help society, to help the world around you, whatever that is. Let me know in the comments if you already know what your dharmic path is, and just share what your thoughts and feelings are about it. That would be cool to hear. The next message is self-care. So this is a focus on the self. So it's like you got to take care of yourself so that you can fall into alignment with this person. You can't help anyone until you help yourself, right? And then we have our angel, release your ex. Time has come to clear your energy. That's very interesting. I think your ex is yourself. Release that. It's going to be a slow process to release the old ways of doing, the old ways of being you, and you have to embrace this new path that you're on and be very patient with yourself and tolerant and forgiving. Don't give up just because you have a cookie. Don't give up just because you make a little mistake. Don't be like, oh, I guess I got to be my ex again. I got to be the way that I was before. No, you just got to keep going, and it's okay. Life is a journey. Life's a journey to enjoy. It's not one to berate yourself with. And when you're trying to achieve something really true and holistic, you got to align with it and feel very like patient with it. You know, you see me with the channel. I keep plugging away at it regardless of setbacks and, you know, unfortunate events. I still move forward, and I celebrate the wins, and I go with the energy when there's wins. And when there is a time of struggle or a time of really needing to apply myself, then I just patiently do that. I think that's the energy here. Okay? So I hope this answers your question. If it doesn't, choose number 1 or 2. I wish you guys all the best. This was a better reading than I thought, and I wish you the best in love. I'll keep this burning until it burns out, and I hope that it brings the energy forward. Remember, we're using an Aphrodite incense stick, and this is anointed with manifestation, 3 drops, not 1. That's triple power, and also Venus anointing oil. So thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.